Good morning, you guys. Welcome back to our channel. Skylar Rain, what are you doing? I told her to come over here, but she's not listening. Oh, now you want to come over here? Yeah. So we are just having a pretty normal day today, just hanging out. As you can see, Sky was really entertaining Tatum earlier, just running around. What do you got? Your sippy cup? Thank you. And that's very typical. Sky just loves to like run around and be crazy, and Tatum just sits there and watches her. So that's great that Tatum's gonna just learn to be just as crazy as her sister one day. But yeah, so now I picked up some ingredients yesterday for some cookies. I wanted to make some monster cookies today. So I think that's what we're gonna do right now. Sky has to go down for her nap in about an hour, but I figured it'd be fun if she'd help me do that real quick. Then later today, when DeMar gets home from work, we are going to sit down and talk about some of the red flags that you guys can look for if you are in a relationship or looking to be in a relationship. Obviously, we are no experts in this department, but these are just some things that we would personally look for ourselves. Just stick around for that part of the video. What are you doing? You're just sitting in the sink? Honeybee, you're gonna get your dress all wet. Can you stand up? Baby, you're gonna get so wet. Look at your pretty dress. Anyways, let's get you out, baby. Come on. We'll go ahead and start making these cookies, and hopefully I can get her down for her nap in time for DeMar and I to sit down and film that piece for you guys. Open this up. Try to open it. Got it. Good job. Oh, that one. Oh, let's put it in this bowl. Put it in here. Good job. Now we need to put that in the microwave. Can you put them in the bowl? Good job. Oh, good job. Now close this. Nice. Okay, stay right here. Let's see what else we need. I need to put half a cup of this. Can you hold this? Scoop it up. Put it in here. Good job. Now we're done with this. Nice. Okay. Now let's put this down. Mix it up. Look, here's this. That's good. finished product of the dough. What do you rate it? 10 out of 10? Yeah. I never realized her love for peanut butter was this big. You didn't get that from me. I don't know if you even got that from Daddy. Yeah, I like peanut butter. I can't eat it like that though. Okay, here is the finished product. Well, of some of them. I just pulled them out of the oven. They didn't really want to flatten on their own, so I kind of had to use a fork and just kind of smash them down a little bit because they were pretty thick. So otherwise, they are very delicious. Sky, do you want to try one? She's drinking so much water now because you had so much peanut butter. Did you eat so much peanut butter? She literally had like 4 spoonfuls full of it.
What's up, peeps? How you doing? We back with another video. Yeah, show them the abuse. Goes right into our topic.
All right, you guys. So we did it.
Did what?
Put the growth in.
Oh, yeah.
And they're both sleeping together.
Well, Maria did
which
it.
They never sleep together. I feel like they might have like a 20-minute overlap sometimes.
So we'll see how long this lasts.
Yeah.
Just knock on wood.
Okay, so basically we're going to be talking about some of the red flags that we personally, we are in no way experts, but this is some of the personal, I would say, deal breakers.
Just red flags, I feel like. This is the best way to describe it. Like things that you should be aware of, and if you see them starting to pop up with a person, like if you're dating them or in a relationship with them, then there's something that I don't think you should ignore.
So we're gonna kind of bounce back and forth. We both wrote down like a few of our own. I think you have 4, I have 4.
I have to blow my nose.
Perfect timing. Yeah, we're gonna kind of bounce back and forth. I guess I'll say the first one, and then we'll kind of talk about it, and then tomorrow we'll do the next. So, the very first one, so you just get right into it?
Yeah,
Like,
just go for it, I said.
Okay. Number 1 is they push your physical boundaries. I think this one's a huge one. Like, if your gut is telling you, like, you're not comfortable doing certain things with somebody or whatever it looks like for
Rounding
each of
a
you,
certain base.
yeah. Then I feel like it needs to be, like, the person that you're with needs to respect you enough to be okay with that. You know what I mean? Even if they don't necessarily agree, and if they've gone and they've explored relationships deeper than that, I feel like they need to respect you enough to, and love you enough to be okay with not crossing those boundaries.
Yep. All right. My first one is when you're talking to them and they're saying that all their exes are crazy, or the reason that all their relationships previously didn't work was because of their exes. I think it's just a sign that they don't take ownership when things don't go their way. Because like in any relationship or any dating scenario, nobody's perfect.
Innocent, yeah.
Like we all make mistakes, we all do things wrong, and I think it's important to own up to those things so that way you can learn from them when you're going forward to your next relationship. But if that person's just sitting there and they're like, oh, she was crazy or he was crazy, and like it's always deflecting the blame, I just think they're not mature enough to accept that they're at fault for things too, and you should just hightail it out of there.
Hightail it out.
Hightail it out.
The next one for me is they rely on you for their happiness. Now, this one I feel like I could elaborate on a lot, but I guess all of them I feel like I could. If you rely on somebody else for your happiness, you're always going to be let down. And if you're not happy within yourself first, then yeah, you're never going to be happy. I would say that's a big one. If you're feeling like you're constantly having to, like, I don't know, be your partner's source of happiness, I feel like that's just unhealthy if it's a constant thing.
Mm-hmm. Where it's like happiness begins within you. Like no one's going to be able to sustain and keep you happy forever. Right. Like it's impossible. So
like it's
just going to add strain on your relationship and on the dating. So I think you have to make sure you're at a good place before you try to love anybody else.
Yes.
Another red flag is when someone is just too much at the beginning of a relationship, like in the sense of saying like I love you on day 2, or like just trying to be like,
and
I can't.
That's a good example of yeah, just like using their words very freely and not really thinking
about the depth behind it. Yeah, like, oh, I can't wait to start a family with you, and like all this stuff. And it's like, I don't even know your mom's name. Like, you know, I think there's steps to everything, and there's a process with falling in love. So if they're so freely throwing around these words, I feel like it could possibly be like a form of manipulation to make you be like, oh, well, he or she is
really
like, yeah, swooning over me. But realistically, I think it's just empty words.
If you personally feel like it's too early, then that's for you to determine. What are you thinking?
No, I'm rubbing my feet under the table.
Yeah, I was like, what is that? I feel the floor is getting all hot. Okay, is that all you wanted to say on that?
Yes.
Okay, so this one I feel like is pretty obvious, but they are rude to people in the service industry. And
this one's like such a, I don't know what to call it. Like, not a wise tale or whatever, but like everybody knows it, because I feel like it's just a reflection of how they.
I feel like you
treat
shouldn't
people that serve them.
Yeah, you shouldn't treat anybody rudely,
That you're better
regardless
than them.
if they're in service or not. Like, you should just be kind. But I think it's a pretty like terrible thing to be rude to somebody that's serving you.
And we worked at Starbucks, so we know what it's like to be on the other end.
And I remember like working at Starbucks and feeling like there were so many customers that would come in feeling like, oh, they've never worked customer service before. Like, I can tell the way that they're treating me right now. So I've always said that I will have my kids always work at least a year or two in customer service, like some kind of food industry service job.
The next one for me is when they don't want to introduce you to their family. So my last one I talked about was not trying to move too quick, but this one's kind of like the opposite, where it's like they're moving too slow. Like, if you've been with someone and well, I guess again it depends on the situation. If they don't have a good relationship with their family or their parents, of course this doesn't count for them.
Right.
But
or if they live out of state.
Yeah, but if they're like, if you're dating them or you're their boyfriend and girlfriend for like, 6 months, and they're every other weekend going to their mom and dad's house and they're not bringing you, I feel like it just could show that there is a chance that they might have like some commitment issues, or that they could just be kind of like self-preserving, making sure that you are truly the one before they introduce you to their parents. But I think it's a good conversation to have, because to me it just shows that they're invested. Like, I wouldn't introduce anybody to like my mom, like, unless they mean something. So I think that's kind of where I get the idea from.
Yeah. And my last one is, I feel like a big one. When someone keeps you from trusting your gut, when you're constantly trying to make excuses, or like you have a certain feeling about something and you're constantly just pushing it to the side and trying to ignore it, I feel like that's a huge red flag. Like, if you're feeling a certain way, like, it's there for a reason. And I'm not saying like just like drop everything and go, but I think it's very important to have those conversations with your other if you're feeling a certain way, because it's just prolonging the inevitable. If that's how you feel, like, it's not going to just go away, you know what I mean? You need to address it, and if that person isn't going to be, willing to listen and like hear you out and, I don't know, make you feel better about the situation, then I would say you dip at that point. Is this your last one too?
Yep, and my last one. So, on my last one, I am going to just sing a Weekend song for you.
Oh my gosh.
No,
Just sing.
I can't do it. I can't sing it. My singing's so bad. The last one is if they only want to hang out with you at night.
Yeah, that's a big one.
We all know the Weekend song, and if you don't, it's okay. I'll go into detail about this. But yeah, if they're only calling you at night and never wanting to hang out with you during the day, I think it's just an obvious sign that they're just wanting one thing from you.
Yeah.
Nighttime, it's the lonely time. So yeah, if you're not doing fun activities during the day and you're only seeing that person at night, I think it's pretty self-explanatory.
I think so too.
But that's a red flag I see people ignore a lot of the time. And I think it gets ignored because people will think, oh, there'll be more to come, like after this. Like, this is just how we're going to start things out, and then they'll get more intentional with me as time goes on. But very rarely have I ever seen that.
It's not,
yeah,
that's not the case.
Go forward. So I think, yeah, just value yourself, value your time, and yeah, don't settle for less than what you deserve.
Well, we hope all of these tips were helpful for you guys. I know there are so many other ones that we could have covered, but these are the main ones that came to mind and that we felt like we wanted to cover first. We could definitely do a part 1 or part 2 and part 3 and so on and so forth with these videos. It was pretty fun. So
we hope you guys are enjoying your Sunday and you have an awesome start to the week. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. You take it away.
Yeah, I guess we will see you guys in our next video. Hightower family out. Okay, I just found out something new about Damar. I said earlier that I don't know who Sky gets her peanut butter loving self from, but you want to tell him?
I love peanut butter. What do you mean?
Apparently he loves peanut butter, and then he would, what did you just tell me? You would eat it by the spoonful.
Yeah, I put it on my waffles. I have peanut butter protein.
I feel like I've never
I love Reese's Puffs.
Yeah, I guess, but that's not like straight
I love Nutter
peanut
Butters.
butter. Like I know.
I love Nutty Bars.
Like, I know you love like things with peanut butter in it, because I do too. Like I would eat these cookies, and I could eat a ton of them.
No, she doesn't.
But I don't like just straight peanut butter. Like I love Reese's Cups.
Yes, I love peanut butter. You just don't know me.
I know. It's just another example of you've been with somebody for so long and you just don't know.